Ya Allah, bantulah aku dalam mengingatimu.
Alright, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Can you all guys, can you hear me? I hope you can hear me. Okay. Alright.
Yes, clearly.
Alright. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So our today topic is very related to us, which is about fashion, halal and haram in garment and fashion. And it is very related to us as we choose what we want to wear every day. We choose our fashion every day, especially for women. They have their own fashion. They have their own fashion, their own clothes, their own tudung. So so halal and haram is the is is it about just a clothes that we wear, or they have a certain guidelines us about to wear clothes and be fashionable. So hope the insightful sharing today can benefit us. So without further ado, Ustaz, I pass the floor to Ustaz. Fadal mashkura.
Okay, thank you, Brother Irfan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. To all of you, إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي وبعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Once again to all of you tonight. First of all, let us be thankful to Allah for this opportunity so that we can once again, see and meet together in this monthly session on the Halal Horizon, organized by INHART. Inshallah, for tonight's event, I'll be discussing or sharing with all of you one important topic, which is halal and haram in clothing and fashion. Why it is very important? Because it is related to our daily life until the end of our life. Okay. Um, Regarding the picture shown on the screen, okay, this picture actually taken from one of my daughter's favorite boutique somewhere in Taman Gombak Ria, which is Aino Boutique. Aino Boutique. Because it is very interesting. The model who display the the garment here in this boutique is not to show the face. It's not about to sell the face. You are about to sell the tudung, the veil, the hijab, not to sell the face. So I am very attracted to this poster. So I'm hoping that another boutique all over Malaysia shouldn't shouldn't exploit the beautiful face of women just to promote their tudung or the veil. Okay, never mind. Okay, for this presentation, inshallah, I'll be discussing with all of you on 4 topics. 4 topics. The first one, the main concept of wearing clothing. Thank you. And then number 2, prohibitions in certain clothing and fashion. And number 3, Islamic standard in covering aura. If I can say, the third topic is the most important one. It will consume, I think, more than 1/3 of my presentation. And then number 4, deception of shaitan in aura and fashion. Okay, go for the first one. The main concept of wearing clothing. The first one we should know, there are purposes of wearing clothing. When we are talking about wearing clothing or dress, to put on your dress, this ayah shows us that among the bounty Allah granted to human being is that they have the idea of making a proper cloth to cover the aura. Because as Allah said in this verse, Allah said, Ya bani Adam, O children of Adam, قَدْ أَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْكُمْ لِبَاسًا, we have provided or we descended to you, for you, libasa, clothing, yuwari sawatikum. Okay, that's the first one. To cover your nakedness, warisha, and adornment, and then walibasu taqwa dhalika khair. However, the best clothing is righteousness, or the characteristic or attribute of taqwa in human being. Okay, looking to these verses, we can actually, it's not about 2 purposes. It's only, it is about, there are 3 purposes of wearing clothing. The first one is to cover your aura, to cover your body, to be seen by people. And then number 2, risha. Risha is to wear something beautiful. It is part of our fitrah, because we are happy if we have been seen by people in a beautiful way. So it's okay for you to wear proper hijab with specific fashion or design. It's okay for you. It is can be understood under the meaning of rish or risha. And the third one is about libas taqwa. Libas taqwa, the best clothing is righteousness. Why does Allah say such thing? Because some people, they are covering their aura. They are using a good tudung, a good design, which makes them a noble man, noble person, looking to the clothing they are wearing. But they are not acting properly as a Muslim, not doing the taqwa. For example, a man with the good proper attire, and then with the what do we say, the kopiah on top of his head, but smoking. The moment you smoke, regardless you are wearing jubah or baju Melayu, songkok, you are somehow put yourself down, because you are not properly wearing the cloth of taqwa or righteousness. Okay, never mind. Number 2, if you are not wearing the cloth properly, somehow it will open the door to shaitan to lead you astray. Because Allah said in this ayah, actually, every time I recited this ayah, I felt very sad, because listening or remembering the memory of our forefather, Adam and Hawa, who used to be in the heaven. They were granted by Allah the bounties of clothing, the proper clothing in the heaven. But the moment they went astray, they are not abiding to Allah's rule, which was not to come closer to the specific fruit in the heaven. They were led astray by the shaitan. And the most important part in this ayah, Allah say, the shaitan caused their cover to be removed in order to expose their nakedness. And then the moment you go against Allah's order, in the heaven, in the paradise, your clothing, your dressing will be taken away. So wrong setting of clothing led to the satanic way. If I can say, if you are not covering your aura properly, you somehow open the door to shaitan to inspire you or to seduce you on doing bad thing. Okay, never mind. Number 3, good and suitable clothing on certain occasion. Because Allah said in this ayah, Ya Bani Adam, O children of Adam, Khudu zinatakum, dress properly in the kulli masjid. Whenever you are at the worship area, in the mosque, something like that. If you are about to perform the salah, you should dress properly, thinking that you are now prostrating or performing your ibadah to worship Allah, the greatest being in the universe, the creator of the universe. So you should dress properly. Okay, look into this picture, Superman, Spider-Man, everybody. Actually, they're not dressing properly. Ni apa, nampak susuk tubuh ni macam bogel, ni tak sah solat ni. Memang tak sah solat. Okay, never mind. And then, in the meantime, you have to know that Islam somehow encourages good external look. Why? Because in one occasion, Rasulullah saw a man with untidy or unkept hair. And then Rasulullah remarked, asking this person, does he have nothing with which to comb his hair? And then he saw another man with a dirty clothes. And then he remarked, cannot he find anything with which to wash his clothes? Look into this hadith. Islam or Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam felt very unhappy to see these two men in a very bad external look. So it is somehow portrayed Muslim themselves. Okay, another hadith. Rasulullah was in the mosque when a man came in with messy hair and beard. Rasulullah indicated that with his hand that he should be sent out to groom his hair and beard. Rasulullah indicated with his hand, go outside. Okay, the man did so, and then he returned to the mosque. Rasulullah said that, isn't this better than that one of you should come with his head messy as if he were a shaitan? Rasulullah said that previously, before, you resemble the face of shaitan, your unmessy hair and your beard, because it is not part of Islamic teaching. So you have to be very handsome, good looking. You should manage, you should comb, you should manage your hair, your appearance, because it shows Islam itself. Okay. And then in another hadith, Rasulullah said, this is the hadith, another hadith, a man came to Rasulullah wearing cheap-looking garments or clothing. Rasulullah asked him, do you have properties? And then he said, yes. What kind of property? And then he said, Allah has given me all kinds of wealth, camels, slaves, and livestock. So then said to him, since Allah has given you wealth, let him see the effect of his favor and bounty upon you. You should show the bounties of Allah who had given you the wealth to dress properly. Okay. And in the meantime, Islam also encourages or emphasis on cleanliness. It can be divided into a few dimensions. The first one, physical cleanliness. In this hadith, Rasulullah said, there are 5 acts which follow the pure nature. Number 1, circumcision, sunnah. Removing of the pubic hair, maksudnya buang bulu hari-hari tu. Trimming the mustache, clipping the nails, and plucking the underarm hair. This is part of Islamic teaching. This is part of fitrah, 5 of them. This is physical cleanliness. Islam encourages on the physical cleanliness. And then also the spiritual cleanliness. So that is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Prophet Ibrahim to instill or to fight over the idolaters, people who worship the idols, not to worship them, only worship Allah. Because Islam or the Tawheed, the religion of Tawheed, is about a spiritual cleanliness, which is only Allah is the only Lord, the only creator that should be worshipped to, not other things. So in order to among the five that been taken by Prophet Ibrahim is to clean the Mecca the moment he established or established the Kaaba is to clean Kaaba or the Mecca from any form of idols or shirk, association of Allah with other being or creatures. And then, of course, among the teaching of Islam is to emphasize on the moral cleanliness. Moral cleanliness. It is about LGBTQ, yeah. The moment the angels in the form of handsome man went to see Prophet Lut alayhi salam, the people of Sodom, the people under the people of Sodom, they went to see Prophet Nuh, Prophet Lut alayhi salam. And then in this ayah, Allah said, وَمِن قَبْلُ كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ السِّيِّئَاتِ, who were used to shameful deeds, homosexual, gay, lesbian, and then came to him rushing. And then Prophet Lut alayhi salam pleaded, "Oh my people, here are my daughters, yeah, women and of his people, for marriage. Here are my daughters for marriage. They are pure for you. Do not go against your fitrah." It is about moral cleanliness. It is all being emphasized by Islam. Okay. Clothing of choice and reason. In this hadith, Rasulullah encourages us to, or Rasulullah encourage us to wear the white dress in color. Rasulullah said, "Albisu al-bayada." And then in another hadith, in another way, say, "Innaha min khayri thiyabikum." Okay, clothe yourself in white. Verily, it is cleaner and purer, and you should shrub your death with it in it. In another narration, Rasulullah said, "Verily, it is the best of your garments." Okay, preferably if you want to perform the salah or you want to wear something, preferably choose the white in color. Okay, never mind. That is the first one, the main concept. The brief concept of wearing clothing. Number two, okay, it is very important because it is not about wearing garments and clothing or to comply or to commit yourself with certain fashions. We in Islam, we have this instruction, we have this orders of Allah, and we have the prohibitions. So we must avoid the prohibitions in certain clothing and fashion. Okay. Number one, restriction for certain genders, for certain genders. Ali radiallahu anhu narrated that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Rasulullah once, Rasulullah took some silk in his right hand, okay, and some gold in his left, declaring in his word, "These two are haram for the males among my followers." Silk, sutra, and gold. So these are two restrictions for the male followers of Islam. Okay. And then in another hadith, Rasulullah said, "La talbisul harir," do not wear silk. فَإِنَّهُ مَنْ لَبِسَهُ فِي الدُّنْيَا لَمْ يَلْبَسْهُ فِي الْآخِرَةِ. For those who wear it in this life, in this world, shall not wear it in the hereafter. Okay. It is hadith somehow refer to those who wear this silk in this world will never enter paradise, because it is this hadith said that for those who wear silk in this world will not have the chance to wear the silk in the hereafter. And in the hereafter, the only place for you to wear the silk is in paradise. Meaning by that, if you wear silk in this one, you have no opportunity at all to enter paradise. Waliyadzubillah. Okay. Tapi kan sebenarnya, in certain occasion, Rasulullah somehow allowed few Sahaba, for example, Abdurrahman bin Auf, allowed some of them to wear a tiny, small portion of silk because of the disease. Because both of them, Abdurrahman bin Auf, it is reported that Abdurrahman bin Auf, he has the severe eczema. He had severe eczema on his skin, And then because of that, Rasulullah allowed him to wear a tiny, a soft silk for the purpose of medication. That's all. Not for the purpose of wearing that to to make it part of the fashion. No, it is not allowed. Okay, what is it? Tengok gambar tu. Gambar ni. Stop for a while. Take your time. Try to understand what is the wisdom, the secret of this picture shown to the screen. The first one, woman plucking the eyebrows ataupun cukur kening. Okay. The second one, tattoo. Sad to say that even the Muslim, the Malays, right now, they are wearing tattoos. Because they think that wearing tattoos looks cool, even though it is prohibited in Islam. Okay, prohibited in Islam. And then cosmetic surgery. Okay, these are fashion. It is not only about to wear clothing, but it is part of the fashion. What Islam says about this thing? Okay, it is about the extreme obsession in beauty. Okay, in this hadith, there was a very interesting story about Abdullah bin Mas'ud, the companion of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, the companion of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he declared or he narrated one hadith. The hadith said that Allah had cursed those women who tattooed and who have themselves tattooed, those who pluck hair from their faces and those who make spaces between their teeth for beautification, changing what God has created. Ni sambung rambut, cukur kening, macam-macam semua ni. Okay, this news somehow reached a woman, a very outspoken woman of the tribe of Asad. This woman was called Ummu Yaqub, Ummu Yaqub, the mother of Yaqub. And she used to recite the Holy Quran. This Ummu Yaqub recited the Holy Quran page to page, used to recite it to complete, to khatam the Holy Quran. Upon listening to the hadith mentioned by Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, he was unsatisfied with it. And then she came to see Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, and then he asked loudly, what is this news that has reached me from you that you curse those women and those and those and those? Disebutlah. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud replied, should I not curse one who upon whom Rasulullah has invoked curse? And that is in the book also. Dia kata benda ni Nabi laknat, jadi aku sambung laknat lah. Dan dalam Quran tersebut. And then he opposed Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, the Sahabat. He said, I read the Holy Quran from cover to cover. From cover to cover, I completed the Holy Quran repeatedly, but I did not find that in it. The curse or the restriction you mentioned in your word cannot be found in the Holy Quran. If you say it is from the Holy Quran, I read the Holy Quran in no such thing. Dia macam outspoken semua ni. And then Abdullah ibn Mas'ud replied, if you have read thoroughly, you will have definitely found it. This that Allah say, وَمَا آتَاكُمُ الرَّسُولُ فَخُذُوهُ, whatever Allah's messenger Rasulullah brings for you, set that. And what he has forbidden, refrain from that. Okay, this is the main spirit, the main concept. Everything mentioned by Rasulullah in his word, it is part of the wahyu, part of the Holy Quran. And then even though the curse of Allah upon those who make the tattoo or plucking his eyebrows, something like that, even though it is not mentioned clearly, specifically, but it can be understood from the word of Rasulullah, because I still remember Rasulullah himself cursed for those who committed such sin. And then the woman said, I find this thing in your wife even now. Maksud kata, ya kamu ni, binimu kau, yang pun cukur kening juga. And then Abdullah bin Mas'ud said, go and see her and prove to me that my wife did on these prohibitions mentioned. I did mention to you about plucking in the eyebrows, pakai tattoo. Okay. And then Ummu Yaqub say, I went to the wife of Abdullah, but found nothing of this sort on her. And then she came back to him and said, I have not seen anything. And then Abdullah bin Mas'ud said, had there been anything like it in her, I would have never slept with her in the bed. Maksudnya Abdullah bin Mas'ud ini tegas lah. Cakap serupa bikin. Cakap serupa bikin. Very important for those who preach people. Those who preach people, try your best to practice what you say. Try your best to practice what you say. Why? Because whenever you say, you practice it, it will go straight to the heart of people. If you want to give advice, you do first. Inshallah, that is the way to make your advice effective and then easily accepted by people. Okay. Another issue is alter Allah's original creation due to fashion. Okay. Because you are too obsessed with the beauty. You never satisfied with your face. For example, during the 90s, the beautiful face of the West, certain actors or actress. So you want to be like her. So you go for cosmetic surgery. And then in the 2000s, 2010, 2020, Angelina Jolie, for example. And then you want to be like her. You go for cosmetic surgery. It will be endless action, which is not good for you. So that is why Allah prohibits us to change the creation. See on this hadith, Allah say instead of Allah, okay, never mind. We go. I will set the shaitan say, I will surely take hold of a certain number of your servants to be my followers. I will certainly mislead them and delude them with empty hopes. Also, I will order them or inspire them, and they will slit the ears of the cattle. Slitting the ears of cattle, actually dedicated to idols, was a superstitious practice before Islam. Okay, it is part of the inspiration given by the shaitan. And then he said, the shaitan said, and I will inspire them to alter Allah's creation. Okay, talking about تغيير فلا يغيرن خلق الله, changing or alter Allah's creation, it can be divided into few. For example, the extreme obsession to the fashion. You change your face due to the beauty. In order to beautify your face, you change your face. You go to cosmetic surgery. In Islam, cosmetic surgery is haram. Is prohibited. What are the dalil? What is the dalil? Okay, this ayah. Can look the one that I put bold on it. Okay, and then talking about taghyir or changing or alters Allah creation, one of the most critical part these days is about gender alteration versus gender reassignment surgery. Okay, these two. Okay, gender alteration, it is prohibited, totally prohibited and haram in Islam. What are the basis from the Sharia, from Islam? The previous ayah. فَلَا يُغَيِّرُنَّ خَلْقَ اللَّهِ. This is the ayah. This is the ayah. But gender reassignment surgery, it is not about to comply or to make yourself up to date with the fashion. It is the need. It is the need. Why? Because in Islam only acknowledges two gender, male and female. But somehow, some babies, some people, they were born with two secret part. And then in order, so you have to choose. You have to choose only one. So in the past, someone asked Rasulullah, or the companions of Rasulullah, Sayyidina Ali. He had a baby with two genital parts, with two secret parts, the vagina and the penis. And then how to determine the gender? And then Ali say, look into the ada sini. Oh, saya tak masuk sini. Kata senali, look into the secret part. These two, which one is functioning? The functioning one is his gender. And then because of that, you can go to see doctor and you reassignment the gender. Meaning by that, you shut down one. Maksudnya dia pakai satu Ni dulu-dulu lah. But in these days and in modern days of in this modern days, the doctor can somehow test the apa kita kata the hormone. If the male hormones outnumbers the female hormone, so this person is determined to be the male and vice versa. Macam contoh kalau di Malaysia ni siapa Yasmin Ahmad. Yasmin Ahmad, the late Yasmin Ahmad rahimahullah. Ataupun almarhumah Yasmin Ahmad. A very creative and a good director. Film Gubra, Sepek. Dia apa? In the 70s, he used to be Zulkifli Ahmad. Even represented, if I'm not mistaken, Selangor in the football. Can you imagine? In the 70s, he was Zulkifli Ahmad. And then he lost. He lost somewhere. And then returned back from the overseas, become Yasmin Ahmad. Okay? On his after his death, Harian Metro, if I'm not mistaken, Harian Metro made a headline in the newspaper. The fate of Yasmin. Dia tulis tu. Takdir Yasmin. And then Metro punya latar kerja, dia letak gambar si Yasmin ni in the 70s, Zulkifli, and then now Yasmin. Okay, after the newspaper was published, the parent of Yasmin called Metro. And then they said, you shouldn't put the late Yasmin in shame. You shouldn't pick apa, jangan doakan dia. Why? Because he made the reassignment surgery, gender reassignment surgery after the approval of Mufti of Selangor. During that time, Datuk Ishak Baharum. Datuk Ishak Baharum bagi surat, keluarkan surat. Benarkan dia untuk gender reassignment surgery. Why? Because scientifically proven, Yasmin, the male, the female, the female hormones outnumbers the male hormones. And jadi gender reassignment surgery is not gender alteration. Itu kena faham. Kalau belajar dia kata dia dipanggil takmil dengan taghyir. Taghyir, changing, alter the gender, which is prohibited by Islam based on this ayah. But takmil itu macam gender reassignment. Gender reassignment. Ni kalau tuan-tuan boleh tengok ni ada apa dalam link ni ada. Link ni ada. Very interesting. In Islam, even in fiqh Islami, they discuss about khunsa. Dia kata khunsa mushkil, khunsa ghair mushkil, the clear khunsa and the unclear khunsa. The clear khunsa, it is easy. Just you can test the hormone. If I say certain hormone outnumbers another hormone, then this man, this person considers certain gender. And then there are khunsa ghair mushkil. Complicated khunsa, complicated khunsa, they have to go certain long process to determine the gender. Okay, never mind. Okay, ini saja masuk ni. Okay, and among the prohibition in Islam is man imitating woman, vice versa. Kadang berlakon filem, dulu buat filem. Yeah. Buat filem berlakon. Tak boleh, haram. Even though for the action, for the film is only about the acting, no. Because it is Rasulullah cursed those men who are in the similitude, assume the manners of women and vice versa. Okay, dressing for the sake of pride. So say Allah will not look on the day of the resurrection and the person who drags his garments behind him, out of conceit. Maksudnya pakai baju nak menunjuk. Ini jangan. Okay, and then the third one. The third one if I can say the most important part. Because when we are talking about covering aura, many female, many women, they just follow their fashion. Okay. Previously, free hair, no cover, no veil on the head. And then some artists, some actress, change the appearance, and then they wear the a beautiful hijab, and then look so nice and beautiful on her. And then this woman, out of beauty, change the appearance and then wear the hijab. Is it okay or not? If you can say part of it, okay, but they have to understand the right standard of covering aura. Okay. These are the basic Quranic verses on aura and hijab. When you are talking about aura, the way to cover the aura, your head, your body, and so on and so forth, you must know a few basic Quranic verses. Okay, number one. Surah An-Nur. قل للمؤمنين يغضوا من أبصارهم ويحفظوا فروجهم. And then وقل للمؤمنات. Surah An-Nur, Surah number 24, verse 30 and 31. And then another Surah, Surah Al-Ahzab, Surah number 33, verse 59. Okay, one good thing about the aura, the rulings of aura. Okay, if you compare the order of Allah to the believers, it is mentioned generally. For example, Allah said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu la taqulu ra'ina. Though, O you who believe, do not say this and this. For example, second, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O you who believe, udkhulu fi silm kafa, accept Islam as a whole. And apa ni sampai habis lah. Okay, in another ayah, normally in the normal ayah, when Allah orders something, when Allah commands something to the human being, Allah just make it in general. Or you who believe, male and female believer. Or you who believe, male and female believer. But not in aura. In aura, Allah addressed them separately. قُلْ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Say, O Muhammad, to the male believers. And then, even though the same concept, the same content, but Allah mentioned separately based on the gender. وَقُلْ لِلْمُؤْمِنَاتِ. And then, after finishing ordering or asking men to cover the aura, to dress properly, وَقُلْ لِلْمُؤْمِنَاتِ. And you say separately, only for the women, the believer, the female believer. Maksudnya, ayat-ayat lain ni Allah Ta'ala sebut secara umum. Wahai orang yang beriman, buat tu, buat ni. Umum. Wahai orang beriman, lelaki dan perempuan. Wahai orang beriman, lelaki dan perempuan. Tapi dalam bab aurat, Allah Ta'ala sebut separately. Katakan kepada lelaki beriman. Abi arahan, and katakan kepada wanita beriman. Kenapa disebut separately? Because this is a very pertinent, important issue. And then, when you refer to these two ayah, Allah addressing specifically the believers. Tengok. قُلْ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَقُلْ لِلْمُؤْمِنَاتِ. Say, O Muhammad, to the male and female believers. See, bawah ayat yang sama ni. Ayat yang sama. Disebut wanisa il-mu'minin. Dia kata wanisa il-mu'minin, wanita beriman. It's not a mere Muslimin. It's not قُلْ لِلْمُسْلِمَاتِ. Why? Because those who have the willingness to comply with the standard of Sharia, tutup aurat ni, kata the real believers. Lepas tu kalau kita tengok orang tutup aurat dengan sempurna, at least kita kata dia dah comply ataupun dia ada iman dalam hati dia. Okay, details of the orders, see. Allah said, "Qul lil mu'minin," O Prophet, tell the believing man to lower their gaze, tundukkan pandangan, and guard their chastity, their furujahum, itu semua kemaluan. See, Allah said, dia kata lower their gaze and guard their chastity. Why? Because your eyes and the private part is interconnected. Jadi to avoid that, you have to lower your gaze. Do not see something. You see something which is only apa kita kata permissible by Allah. And then Allah said, ذَلِكَ أَزْكَى لَهُمْ. That is purer for them. Why? That is purer for them. Okay, for example, in order to have a good salah, khushu', how do you do to attain the level of khushu' in your salah? Because normally we perform salah, we cannot control our mind. We are traveling everywhere. The mind is traveling everywhere. We cannot, it is really hard for us to have the khushu' in our salah. One of the way to attain the khushu' level, the level of khushu' in salah, is to control your eyes, your view, your eyesight. Because it is mentioned in the hadith. If you abstain or restrain your eyes from looking to something which is not permissible in Islam, Allah will somehow grant you the khushu'. Okay, I have a story. My friend went to perform Hajj. For the whole month, she was in Mecca. And then she said to me, the salah was very wonderful. Khushu' every time. Because she cannot see something which is impermissible. Aurat perempuan lah di sana. And then he went back to Malaysia. Okay, masuk Malaysia, duduk sekejap, buka TV, tengok cerita Korea. Ada aksi bercium. Dia pun tengok je lah. Tengok. Right afterward, next morning, subuh prayer, no more khusyuk. Tak khusyuk lagi solat. Dia pun cerita ke saya. Saya kata, oh betul. Nabi kata ada hadis kan. Siapa yang, Nabi kata apa, pandangan mata ni adalah satu panah daripada panah-panah syaitan. Siapa yang jaga pandangan mata kerana takutkan aku tak pandang benda elok, Nabi kata Allah Ta'ala beri kemanisan ibadat. So that is why in this ayah, Allah said, man, lower your gaze and guard your chastity because that is pure for you, for your heart. Itu penting. Okay. Ini perempuan pula. Ayat ni panjang. Ayat ni panjang. Yeah. Again. Actually, this is a very long ayah discussing, but somehow you can divide this ayah into four groups, 4 sections to make it easy for you to understand the ayah. Okay, let me show you. Never mind. Let me show you for a while. Okay. If you want to discuss about the aura, Surah An-Nur, Surah number 24, verse 31. Okay, this ayah somehow, in order to understand this ayah in an organized way, you can divide this ayah into a few sections. The first one, this one. Okay, this is the first section. What is the meaning? Allah say, "O Muhammad, say to the female believer." Okay, tell the believing woman to lower their gaze and guard their chastity. Okay, the first one. Sorry. Yes, of course. Okay, this is the first one. And then the second part of it, here, وَلَا يُبْدِينَ زِينَتَهُنَّ إِلَّا مَا ظَهَرَ مِنْهَا. Okay, this is the second part of the ayah that you need to understand. Number 4, here, وَلْيَضْرِبْنَ بِخُمُرِهِنَّ عَلَى جُوِّ. I will explain later on. And then number 5, number 2, no, sorry, 1, 2, 3. Here's number 3, sorry, it's not number 4, 5. Number 3. And then number 4, starting from here until here. These are the groups of people that you are allowed somehow to expose certain part of the aura. And then last one, this is the last one. Sorry, this is the 5th part of the ayah. Okay, and then the last one, to repent to Allah. Repent to Allah if in the past you happen to commit sinful act of exposing your aura. Okay, this is the last part. This one ayah, in order to understand, you have to divide into 6 parts. The first one until here, the second here, third here. Okay, number 4, these are groups of people that you are allowed to expose certain aura, certain part of your aura. And then number 5, okay, this is very important. Among the important part of aura, this one, وَلَا يَضْرِبْنَ بِأَرْجُلِهِنَّ, and then this one, and also this one. If I can say, in this one ayah, the most important part, these 3. وَلَا يُبْدِينَ زِينَتَهُنَّ إِلَّا مَا ظَهَرَ مِنْهَا, 1. وَلْيَضْرِبْنَ بِخُمُرِهِنَّ, 2. And then وَلَا يَضْرِبْنَ بِأَرْجُلِهِنَّ. In order to understand this ayah. Okay, we go to the slide, back to the slide. Okay. Allah says, and tell the believing woman. Believing woman is not believing, it is not a mere Muslimah. It must be a mu'minah. Okay? To lower their gaze and guard their chastity, and not to reveal their adornments, except what normally appears. Normally appears is the face and the hand, because it is mentioned in hadith. Okay? Aisha narrated that Asma one day entered the house of Rasulullah on her thin clothes, pakai baju nipis. And then Rasulullah turned away, did not see on Asma face or body. And then Rasulullah turn away, say, oh Asma, woman who have reached puberty cannot be seen from her body except from this and this. And then Rasulullah showed his hand and the face. So, illa ma dhahara minha tu, dia kata ayat tu lah. Ni. What is except what normally appears. And then the second part, and then Allah say, وَلْيَضْرِبْنَ بِخُمُرِهِنَّ عَلَى جُيُوبِهِنَّ, and let them draw the veins over their chest. Veins over the chest. Okay, this is among the mistake committed by women. Because this ayah said, وَلْيَضْرِبْنَ بِخُمُرِهِنَّ عَلَى جُيُوبِهِنَّ, and let them draw the veins. Khimar is the veil which is cover the head. Cover your head. Okay, this head cover must be draw to close the chest area, the breast area. Itu syarat dia. Okay, among the mistake. Among the mistake. Tengok, yang ni mistake semua ni. Nampak dada. It is wrong. It is not in compliance with the right way to cover the aura. Ini pun salah ni bonggol unta ni. Bonggol unta ni. Okay, never mind. Cover the cleavage of breast area. You have to. Because only man understand woman. Is it? Nak tahu macam mana orang lelaki pandang orang perempuan, jangan tanya orang perempuan. Orang lelaki. Minta maaf cakap, orang lelaki kalau dia pandang perempuan, memang dia pandang dekat dada. Lelaki-lelaki yang fasik. Sebab tu perempuan kena cover in a proper way. Okay, never mind. And then the last part of this ayah, and then Allah say, وَلَا يَضْرِبْنَ بِأَرْجُلِهِنَّ لِيُعْلَمَ مَا يُخْفِينَ مِنْ زِينَتِهِنَّ. Let them not stomp their feet. Why? Drawing attention to the hidden adornments. For example, in the past, women, they are wearing certain jewelry, and then the moment they move, they stomp their feet. Why? To draw attention. Kaching, sound something. Okay, based on this ayah, the scholars, ulama, say this ayah shows something that do not attract opposite gender by any means. In the past, they used to stomp their feet to attract opposite gender. And now it can be understood in certain ways. For example, wearing the perfume, heavy perfume. So you wear perfume and then you walk past by a man and then they turn to you. They become attracted to you because of your fragrance. So this is part of وَلَا يَضْرِبْنَا. Do not attract opposite gender by any means. Okay? This is two simple example. And then, for example, this day, women tend to to cover the head or use the hijab, the veil, in a very kita kata attractive way. For example, one veil, special design, look like the alien. Macam ni. Pakai tudung macam ni. Even though you are covering your head, but still you are attracting people. People like to see your tudung. Pusing sana, pusing ni, belik sana, belik sini. Okay? Okay, and another ayah. Okay, if another ayah regarding the aurah, this is show the wisdom of covering the aurah. Say, Allah said, Ya ayyuhan nabi of Rafal, qul li azwajik, ask your wives first, your daughters. Why? Leader should be the example for other people. For example, if you preach people about covering aurah, but in the meantime, your own family members, your wife, your daughters are not covering aurah, people will lose respect in you. So that is why in this ayah, Allah asked or order Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to first ask his wives and his daughters to cover the aurah properly, and then followed by that, wa nisa'il mu'minin, the believing woman. It is not said wa nisa'il muslimat. No, wa nisa'il mu'minin. Dia kata wanita beriman, orang Islam. Wanisa'il mu'min. Why? Because I said earlier, the order to cover your aurah properly is part of iman. If you can cover your aurah properly, shows that you have iman, you have faith in your inside of your heart. Okay, Allah say, see, yudnina alayhinna min jalabibihinna. Okay, to draw us, your wives, your daughters, and believing women to draw their clothes over their bodies. Tutup. In this way, it is more likely that they will be recognized as virtuous and free women. Why? Because in the time of Rasulullah, before this ayah was revealed, and the obligation to cover the aurah, to draw their clothes over their bodies, previously, women always be harassed by the hypocrites, the munafiq. And then normally slave women, they are on the go to do many things because they are the slave of the master. And then in order to make easy for them to move anywhere they go, they are not given certain strict commandments or prohibitions in terms of the clothing. Why? Because it is suitable for them. They are doing so many jobs. And then if women went out during the night time to do the job, the people will see, okay, this one is not covering the aurah properly. It must be the slave woman. But if you are going out during the time of Rasulullah, with a proper way to cover your aurah, then people will know, oh, this is the free woman. And then they will not be disturbed or harassed. Itu cerita dia. Sebab dulu masa zaman Nabi, wanita hamba ni dia longgar sikit dari segi dress code dia. Sebab dia buat kerja. Nak buat kerja bergerak ke sana kemari. Jadi biasa kalau wanita hamba ni, orang nak, oh ini wanita hamba pakai pun tak proper, kena ganggu. Diganggu. Jadi Allah Ta'ala said, okay, you have to differentiate. If you are a free woman, and not the slave woman, you have to cover properly. But in the meantime, the wisdom behind the commandment of Allah to cover the aurah, say, kata ذَلِكَ أَدْنَا أَنْ يُعْرَفْنَا فَلَا يُؤْذَيْنَ. Kata, in this way, it is more likely that they will be recognized as virtuous women, free women, virtuous righteous women, and will not be harassed. Okay, I give you one example. I give you one example of this video, very interesting. Video ini social experiment made by Muslim, Muslim teenagers. Okay.
Version. And in this version, we're going to have my friend walk for 5 hours in casual clothing and walk another 5 hours in hijab, which is the Muslim garb. We're going to see how both compare, and we're going to see the responses she gets. Let's check it out.
No. I have a boyfriend.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. See, fitrah, it is fitrah. Cannot deny that. Okay. Okay, continue. Search and experiment. Okay. The rulings of our in hadith. For example, this hadith. Rasulullah said, Sinfan min ahli nar. There are two types of the occupants or dwellers of hell, whom I do not see yet. The first one, people having flocks, like a tenants of the ox, Timothy, with them, and they would be beating people. Okay. And the second one, the woman who would be dressed but appear to be naked. Why? Because so tight fitting, so thin, so tight fitting. Okay, who would be inclined to evil and make their husband inclined towards it, or other people inclined towards it. They are wearing hijab. They dress in a very improper way. People look to them, and then people inclined to do bad thing, to zina, to have bad fantasy because of their appearance. Okay. Also say the second, the woman who would be dressed but appear to be naked, who will incline to evil and make other people incline towards evil. Okay, their heads would be like the humps of the tall camel, inclined to one side. Ini macam ni, bonggol unta ni. Bonggol unta. Even though they are covering aura or not covering aura, they use their head a mean of attraction. Why? Because in a normal way, if woman pass by you in normal way, you just see the woman. But if the woman put somewhere here, something here, dia macam bonggol ni, somehow it will attract people. So that's the purpose. Okay? And then Rasulullah said, they will not enter paradise and they will not smell its odor. Whereas its odor, the odors of the fragrance of paradise will be smelled from such and such distance. So you have to be careful. You have to be careful. Okay, we mentioned about this hadith is now. Okay, details, understand it before I stop. Nabira. Okay, details of the standards. If you want to wear hijab, this is the standard. The conclusion. Practices good akhlaq that will suit the modesty of dressing. Why? Because some people say no use to wear hijab. Why? Because I see people with hijab, but they have a bad akhlaq. They like to backbiting. They stab each other. They have a bad word. Maki orang, mengumpat. They not even perform the prayer. So that is why you have to, the moment you wear the hijab, you must understand that you must practice good akhlaq. You must practice good akhlaq. Why? Because the moment you wear hijab, you are portraying Islam to other people. If you have a good, you have a bad akhlaq while you are wearing hijab, then you portray that Islam is bad. Because for the layman level, something like that. So the first one, practice good akhlaq together with the proper way, proper dressing. Number one. Number two, not tight fitting. Jangan pakai ketat-ketat. Transparent. Super attractive. For example, you are wearing hijab, but your hijab is super duper attractive. As if you are an alien from another multiverse of Marvel. And then veils covering the chest area. Veils must cover the chest area. Okay, because Batman, they prefer to see the chest area of woman, and they will fantasize. So Islam, in this order of covering hijab, you have to cover the chest area. And then number 5, do not attract different gender in the way of dressing, fragrance, and action. The way you speak to people, your tone, your voice shouldn't be so apa kita kata berlemak ni, attractive. No. So there's a way. If you are about to wear the hijab in your clothing in Islamic way, you have to comply all of these things. Okay. And then the last one, it is your obligation and responsibility. Maybe INHART. INHART ni jangan halal haram makan minum je standard. Ni kena ada juga ni. You have to establish halal standard in clothing and fashion. Halal standard in clothing and fashion. Okay, finally, okay, the counter representation, deception of shaitan in aura and fashion. Actually, I put this one special discussion in final physical session. Because I was informed by Dr. Yuslida, the final session will be in January or February. It will be a physical session. Okay, I will conclude on the topic I've delivered in my session. In the final session, just focusing on the shaitan. Deception of shaitan in halal and haram. Particularly in the halal. For example, in the halal food, there are deception of shaitan. And then in aurah, there are deception of shaitan. For example, I give you one hint, give you one example. Some people, they say no use to wear, no point of wearing hijab. Why? Because some people who've been raped or harassed or killed by the sexual predator are properly hijab. For example, this woman cover the body properly, but been attacked and raped by this sexual predator. So what is the point of wearing hijab? You still been raped, harassed by people. And then these people say, no point of wearing hijab. Why? Because wearing hijab is not about to cover your head, but to cover your brain. It is the way for people to, this man, this patriarch leader, religious leader, to control you, to restrict your brain. You cannot think because of the hijab. You cannot move because of the restriction of the hijab. Ini antara hujah-hujah setan ni. Ini antara hujah-hujah syaitan. And then they say, in the meantime, they say, no point of wearing hijab because the most important part is to have a good heart. No point of you wearing hijab, macam-macam fashion, but you have bad heart, bad mouth, bad word. Seducing people, but you're wearing hijab. I'm not wearing hijab, but I perform my salah. I'm not seducing others' husband. I wash my word. Saya tak mengumpat. Ini semua ni ada jawapan-jawapan dia. Tapi tak ada beritahu lah jawapan tu. Sekarang kena simpan nanti last session. Okay, that is all for tonight. 10 o'clock. I stop there. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Shukran Ustaz Abdullah for the sharing, for the insightful sharing. So, any question from the audience? If you're shy, as usual, you can use the chat box to ask the question to Ustaz Abdullah. Is there any question? Because my question to Ustaz is the question that you want to for us to discuss in the physical session about the
Syaitan.
that's my question actually. But we need to discuss in the physical session. So I will ask.
But actually I can answer that now. What is the question? Tanya.
About the woman who cover their aurat properly, still no outstanding makeup at their faces, but still facing the harassment from other people, especially from men. So
Sexual predator.
yeah, sexual
Okay, the
predator.
answer is simple. We call it collateral damage.
Yeah.
Collateral damage. For example, this sexual predator, the lust or the nafsu was aroused after he saw a very attractive, provocative, sexy woman. And then, but the time is not suitable for him to attack this sexy woman. But the sexual lust been aroused because of that sexy woman. And then he went to some place, and then he saw a woman with a proper dress. And then he said, okay, this is my prey today. Collateral damage. Dia nak terekam hak tadi yang pakai seksi tu. Orang ramai. Lepas tu dia pun pergi tempat lain tengok ada budak kecil. Ataupun ada perempuan yang pakai proper. Dia pun terekam. Dia kata collateral damage. It's not about the hijab. Itu kalau kita nak jawab lah. Okay. Lagi. Kalau tak ada boleh berhenti lah.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I'm mute. Okay. Any questions from the audience?
Assalamualaikum, Dr.
Okay. Right.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi.
I am Zahiruddin Muhammad Babar from INHART, PhD student. And just now I noticed, Doctor, you mentioned that slave women can be disturbed, can be, disturbed or harassed.
I
But
put it the wrong
why?
way. Okay.
Oh, okay. So would you please explain on?
Okay. In the beginning, in the past, during the time of Rasulullah, before the revelation of that particular ayah, that particular verses, women are not wearing hijab. Hijab only obliged, if I'm not mistaken, after the revelation of Surah Al-Ahzab, in the 5th year of Hijrah. And then before that, women normally they went out for their for their endeavors, for their job during the night time. And then during this night time, the hypocrites, the bad people of Medina during that time, they awaited the woman. If the woman went out, they will go seduce and harass them. And then after that, Allah revealed the ayah about the hijab. A free woman should cover the aurah in a proper way, but for the slave woman, they are not given strict order to cover the aurah, looking or referring to looking to the activities, because slave women they have to move a lot during the night time to do jobs ordered by their master. And then when they went out without a proper strict dress code, apa kita kata comply or order to the normal free woman, then the bad people, the hypocrites know that this is a slave woman. Normally they will harass them, even though harassment to women is not allowed. Sorry, I put it in the wrong way just now. So that's
Okay,
what I mean,
Doctor, thank
right?
you.
It is not. They say that they are allowed to be harassed. No. But the moment after the obligation of and the implementation of hijab, women at night can be identified. This one free woman, do not harass them. This one slave woman, because their dress, their outfit is not as like the free woman. This one you can try, you can go and harass them, but Islam apa kita kata prohibit that, because even if you open the surah. For example, in Surah, I can share with you, Surah An-Nur. Surah An-Nur, Abdullah bin Ubay. Abdullah bin Ubay himself, we knew that he is the leader of hypocrites. But in the meantime, he also forced his slave woman to a down tree, to become prostitute. Because of that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala somehow revealed this ayah. Mana the ayah tu? وَلَا تُكْرِهُ فَتَيَاتِكُمْ عَلَى الْبِغَاءِ. Let me show you the ayah to share with all of you that this thing happened during the time of Rasulullah. And then because of that, Allah revealed this ayah protecting the slave woman. Protecting the slave woman. Mana the Allah. وَلَا تُكْرِهُ فَتَيَاتِكُمْ. Okay, here. وأنكحوا الأيام منكم الصالحين من عبادكم وإمائكم. Okay, here. See? Allah say nih, وَلْيَسْتَعْفِفِ الَّذِي, starting from here, وَلَا تُكْرِهُ فَتَيَاتِكُمْ. Allah say, here, do not force your slave girls into prostitution for your own worldly gains. Why? Because this one referred to Abdullah bin Ubay. Why? Because after the migration of Rasulullah to Medina, sorry, I do not sorry, tak sure.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, this one and this ayah.
Okay.
Allah said, وَلَا تُكْرِهُ فَتَيَاتِكُمْ عَلَى الْبِغَاءِ, and do not compel your slave girls على البغاء, to prostitution. Why? Because after the migration of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to Medina, Abdullah bin Ubay, he had 6 slave girls, and then he used to compel these 6 slave girls to go for prostitution, and then the money, he took the money. Bapa ayam lah, a very bad man. And then after Rasulullah migrated to Medina, these 6 slave women embraced Islam. And then they refused to do adultery, to go for prostitution. But Abdullah bin Ubay forced them. Because of that, Allah revealed this ayah protecting this woman. And then when this ayah was revealed and recited by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it became public order. So because of that, Abdullah bin Ubay can no longer force them to do prostitution. So meaning by that, Allah protect them. Sorry, I put the wrong way just now.
Okay.
Thank you
So
for
it
your...
means slave doesn't mean they can be harassed or
No, they cannot be harassed.
Yeah.
Cannot be harassed. But normally, people during that night, when they say they saw a woman went out without a proper dress, they know this is a slave woman. They can go and harass them, even though it is not allowed. Okay.
Thank you, Doctor.
Right. Thank you, Ustaz. Any other question from the audience? Any question?
The question, soalan case 1, woman wearing tie arm stocking.
Oh.
And sometimes the sleeve may lift up during activities. And if you are not purposely doing that, it's okay. It's okay. But if you all the time you're wearing the tight arm stocking, you have to avoid that.
Okay, any other question? Or else? Okay, I think that this is the last question. So before we end our meeting, I hope you all can open up your camera for our to take pictures. But camera guys to take pictures. So we will take the pictures. Kak Mira, Faini.
Can.
Alright. I will count 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Thank you, Ustaz, for the insightful sharing tonight. So we will meet again. I hope we will meet again for the next episode. So thank you all for the participation and Ustaz for the insightful sharing. And we end our episode today with Tasbih Kafarah and Surah As. Alright, thank you everyone.
Thank you.
وشكرك وحسن عبادتك